Hello, Darius. How are you?
Very, very good. Thanks so much for inviting me. I've been following what you guys are doing with the AsiaBerlin program and also the Berlin Senate and Enpact, and it's really an amazing program. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you so much. So Darius, so you're the CEO of a Berlin Innovation Agency, and you've been working in the intersection of corporate, startups, and cities, very relevant for our topic. So can you please share about your vision for Berlin Innovation Agency?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for asking this. We're a Berlin Innovation Agency. We're, generally speaking, a boutique innovation agency and leadership academy for corporates, right? But our history is clearly in the startup environment. We did startup programs before that, right? And what we probably are actually more famous for is our own signature programs, which are, for example, the Smart City Hub, which is a corporate startup city collaboration program and ideation program, or a recently launched a startup incubator called Future City, which is funded also by the Berlin Senate and the ESF fund from the European Union. The interesting thing about what we're trying to do is we've recently pivoted radically in the way we think about innovation and collaboration. We used to be very focused on product-based innovation. We really, because we were startups ourselves first, we were really looking at the tech, looking at the product. But we realized that we can have a much bigger, as a facilitator, a much bigger impact if we look at the way we work, the way we collaborate, the way we innovate. So our purpose is radically changed since last year. We really want to do, and every day we work on this, we want to create better organizations, whether it be a learning organization or an innovation organization or a business organization. This is the vision of BIA.
And you also have a special co-creation process. Can you share a little bit about that and also about working with Fujitsu Innovation Lab?
Yes, absolutely. That's actually a really great case together with our Japanese friends. But first, let me talk a bit about the process. That's a very good example on creating better organizations or innovation processes, right? Co-creation is a very, very difficult topic because there's several stakeholders, there is several people, emotions, objectives, and you have to really make sure that you work fast, effective, and you work on the same objectives and with the same values, right? So what we have developed is, and other companies have done the same thing, so it's not just unique to us, it's just a new mindset and methodology, is to do fast, lean innovation challenges instead of doing long innovation projects that go over years. So we separated into 4 different steps. And this is very, very key because most of the companies or most of the processes, they skip the first one. The first one is the project architecture, right? The second one is the partner scouting. The third one is the MVP development. And the fourth one is the business architecture. So why am I focusing on this? It's because a lot of companies, they're used to developing the business architecture before they have done even an MVP. So what we're saying is an innovation challenge that usually goes 6 to 9 months. We focus only on the project itself and what we can learn in the next 6 to 9 months, right? So we design the architecture of the project, not the business. And only at the end, when we have learned what we're doing, what we can do, what the market wants, what the user wants, then we develop the business architecture. Fujitsu is a fantastic example because Fujitsu Accelerator from Tokyo, they came to us and said, hey, we're super interested in being more interactive with the local and European, but also Berlin innovation ecosystem, right? So the first thing we did was to create a project architecture together with Fujitsu Accelerator. And for us, that meant to see what kind of assets does Fujitsu have, what kind of stakeholders, partners, own companies, external partners. So we quickly realized that a fantastic setup could be done between Fujitsu Tokyo and a Fujitsu-owned company here in Paris called Run My Process. And together with them, we developed an innovation project that we're coming to an end with now, where we integrated even a Hamburg startup and a Berlin startup and the Fujitsu team in Germany itself, and are creating an entire ecosystem for this innovation project. This is a typical example.
Very international.
Yeah, it turned out to be much more international than we thought. I mean, at the beginning we thought it's Berlin, Tokyo, but it turned out to be Berlin, Tokyo, Munich, Hamburg, Paris. It's amazing.
It's really great. And now, since we're in these COVID-19 times, and you moved your Future City Incubator program virtual now, so what are some learnings you have from running it digitally now?
Yeah, okay, so the Future City Incubator, yeah, it's cool. It's actually also, it's a startup accelerator for pre-seed startups in the area of smart cities, funded by the Berlin Senate and the European Social Fund, right? So we were planning to launch it normally, like physically, but of course Corona came and everything changed. I think we're in the twilight zone of figuring out digital work, because right now, what's happening in this Smart City Accelerator, we're trying to replicate the physical experience into a digital experience, which is going well. Of course, it's not as amazing as physically being in the same room. There's a whole lot of energy you get when you're in the room, like we are right now, right? But it's not the same. So right now we are at that stage where we're trying to replicate the physical experience into a digital experience. But the next step, which will be much bigger and much more important, is to create an entirely new experience digitally. And this is where we work with the Fujitsu project, we work with, which is called Run My Building, we work with our startups from the accelerator, and we're trying to redevelop an entire digital experience, which is not a replication of a physical experience. This is what we learned.
That's really great. And so you're based now at the factory, which also is a big ecosystem here in Berlin for startups. And I know that you also have monthly meetups for Berlin Innovation Agency, specifically focusing on smart city. And how can people find you, Darius? How can people work with you?
Obviously, find us on LinkedIn, either me personally, there's only one Darius Moeini, literally, and there's only one Berlin Innovation Agency, so find us. We have a lot of events, and more and more we want to also, through digital access, empower also the Asian markets to access it. So contact us or follow us on social, and you'll see what kind of events we have coming up. But it's actually really great that you mentioned that we're at the factory. And again, this is just thank you to all of the amazing innovation ecosystem heroes like the Factory or Enpact, who are organizing this as well together with the Berlin Senate. These are all innovation ecosystem heroes, bringing together, building bridges, bringing together stakeholders, and this is working really well. So don't only focus on what we do, for example, but also follow Enpact, follow the Factory, follow Berlin Innovation Agency, and see what kind of digital offers they have at the moment. So I think the collaboration between Japan and Berlin will increase dramatically over the next few months and years. I'm sure of it. And these kind of drivers of the ecosystem are to be watched for this.
Amazing. So I was just checking if we have any questions from the community. So in your who is watching, there's a Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. So my colleague Alex is monitoring the questions. So please make sure you ask any questions. At the moment, we don't have any. However, we will open up the Hangout link now. So in case you want to ask Darius some questions, please join it. And yeah, we're very thankful for your time and for our collaboration. Thank you so much,
Cool.
Darius.
Thank you, Elena. See you guys at the Hangout. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.